Yeah, and I think I've got some persuasive evidence that in the past, like the rest of the world, the child mortality rate in Africa would have been much higher than
Right, because you showed us this. You showed us some
and it went wrong.
It had no African or Caribbean information.
Nah, this Roman. Yeah, it was Romans and all sorts.
Yeah, it was other parts of the world.
So what part of the internet have you scoured now for this diagram? You sure you never made it yourself?
Well, well, I know. Can I start sharing the screen now?
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what you like, man.
Let's get to it.
I like. James comes on within a minute. He's sharing his screen. This is real shit.
So I left a comment on.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. There's the other one. I left a comment, basically, detailing. So the first kind of argument is kind of let me sort of zoom in a bit.
Oh shit! You was rebuttaling on the video. I didn't even see that. I need to go back and look.
We're done.
Yeah, you don't got to hit the comments after a video, man.
Yeah, no, man. You know when the job's done, usually, it's not. I'm playing PlayStation.
Okay, here it is.
Right.
Basically, my first kind of argument is it makes sense that throughout the world, when you do not have access to modern medicine, your child and infant mortality rates are going to be high. So, for example, in Tanzania today, 50 out of 1,000 children die before their 5th birthday. So that's like 5% of children die before their 5th birthday, and that's the source for that.
Can I just say, modern medicine. Would you agree that just because they don't have access to modern medicine, it doesn't mean that they suffered from the modern diseases? You understand?
Wow.
So they might not have had the ailments they have now then. So there was less the need for what you may call modern medicine, where herbal medicine and apothecary was suffice.
Well, shall I address that now or continue at this point?
No, it's a side note.
Okay.
Matthew, you got the black noise, bro.
Have I?
Right now?
Yeah.
Does that make it better? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's Matthew with the black noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool. So basically, in Tanzania today, in 2019, 50 out of 1,000 children die before their 5th birthday. But that number, even though it's quite high, is lower than Switzerland's child mortality rate in 1950. So only 70 years ago, a child born in a rich country like Switzerland was more likely to die before the age of 5 than a child born today in a poor country like Tanzania. So this shows how huge the effect of the spread of modern medicine throughout the world in the last 70 years has been, and why it doesn't make sense to believe that in the past, child mortality rates in Africa were low compared to today. So,
well, okay, but like I said, we have to assume that children faced modern day diseases, modern day ailments, high blood pressure, cancer, asthma, all these what we would call first world diseases or modern day diseases, modern day ailments. So I mean, go on.
There's an opioid pandemic as well. Opioid dependency. There's a lot of people that are being fed opioids instead of their natural medicine, what they do, which is herbal medicine, going back to their natural habitat and their natural means of medicating themselves, not artificially via pills. And as well as we know the Bill Gates program of the vaccine that's been going around, especially if you're bringing something up in 2019, we know what's been happening in Tanzania.
Can we say sorry that study is on a place where there's not really that many people. 70 years ago, certain parts of Africa was definitely more wealthy than Switzerland and other European countries. They're all of that is.
Look at that. We're gonna have to examine more closely exactly of the abstract poverty of the region. You're
30, 40 years ago. So, you know, all this talk of hunger and poverty and all of that is a myth.
That's another thing. You're basing it on the assumption of the abstract poverty of the region you're describing, and I think we're gonna have to look at that. We're gonna have to examine more closely exactly what was the infrastructure like and what was actually going down. We can't just make an assumption because the Africans and the Switzerland, the Europeans weren't doing good. The Europeans weren't doing good.
So the reason why I chose Switzerland was because it was the only country in 1950 that hadn't been affected by the Second World War, because it was totally neutral and wasn't invaded and that kind of thing. So even if other European countries might have had spikes in their child mortality due to the war, kind of Switzerland wouldn't be affected by that. So
but wait. Are you telling me that a country in the middle of Europe, with all the nations around having a world war, Switzerland somehow was unscathed?
Yeah, that's right.
How? I think that's an impossibility.
Well, you can check there.
There's going to be collateral damage one way or another, unless Switzerland prior to the war operated like an island and had no links, no trade deals, no trading, no issues at any of its borders. No, I can't believe that.
So check this out. So if we go to the source for Switzerland, then we can look over time, and we just see a steady decrease as time goes on, and there is no spike during the Second World War. Like if there were an effect from the Second World War, we'd expect there to be a spike in child mortality over those years, but it's totally unaffected. It's just a smooth decrease.
There was one in the first. What's that little slide? Yeah, go back one.
Sorry.
Where's the war? Where
what
is
year is
war?
that?
What part of that curve is wartime?
Oh, sorry. So where I have, let me zoom in again. No, wait, it doesn't make it that much bigger.
No, that's fine. We can see it there.
So yeah,
there you go. From 1915 to 1925, there's a big spike.
No, this is 1950 to 1975.
1915 to 1925.
Oh, sorry.
Or 1920 to
not actually a
1925.
It's not a spike.
Look at that.
It is.
It does actually drop very fast. 113 to
113
the next
to
one,
83.
83, yeah.
So it's a less slow decrease, but it's still not an actual spike.
Okay. What do you think would be the less slow decrease? The trend is broken. The trend broke there. Well, anyway, man, I can agree with you. I mean, personally, I don't really put too much trust in these type of surveys because I'm not really sure how accurate these records really are. But I mean, I'm not going to fight you on it, though. I don't have evidence to state the contrary.
Can I show you something else that's kind of interesting?
So where's England? Where's England in this?
So England, we can look it up if I think England has it as well. Historical child mortality. Would it be Britain? Yes.
Because you picked the most obscure country in Africa to do your study against.
Where did you
pick someone?
Just right, UK.
I picked Tanzania.
Just right, UK. Take out Britain.
Yeah, you never picked a highly populated place like Nigeria, Ghana, or South Africa, or like these highly populated places.
But I can do that now. So like,
should have done that in the first place. Anyway, let's do England.
Who's already there? Who's going to do England?
Okay, fine. Historical child mortality rate.
Hey, that speed typing course paid in handy, isn't it?
Sheesh.
No, shut up. I'm not.
See.
Yeah, look at you,
Okay.
Mr. Flash.
Okay, so this is England's chart. So in 1950, it was 45, 65, 45. So
no more. So basically, even a country that was in war. So like, can we see Germany, please? So basically, that's not even showing us nothing. Every country was in steady.
You just said the last one ain't a big enough. What you're saying? That's
Every
not a spike.
country's
What's that? 44.2.
Every country's mortality was in a state of decline. Mortality rate was in a state of decline. It looks like.
Okay, that doesn't injure my case, really.
No, it doesn't. But it just doesn't make Switzerland any more special.
Okay, so yeah, I could have chosen like Germany. So Germany had quite high child mortality, probably because it was hit harder by the war. So you see, in 1945, its child mortality was like 89, 78. In 89 in 1940, 78 in 1945. Whereas Britain and Switzerland, which I just showed you, was around like 50 or 60 for the same dates.
Okay, and then let's bang Tanzania in there then.
So Tanzania was like, I'm looking at its child mortality rate today. So this is from the data of the World Bank.
Why are we not on the same site? Why are we not on the same site?
Because I'm comparing Tanzania's mortality rate today with
the site we were on before,
70 years ago.
Looked at Switzerland and England. Did that not have world statistics? Was it just European?
No, the difference is because with the European ones, I'm looking at the sort of historical data from like 70 years ago, whereas Tanzania, I'm looking at the data today.
No, okay, wait, please. Like, can we look at the data for Tanzania in the same time as Switzerland and Great Britain, please? So, like, I don't know if the other site would allow you to look at Tanzania in the same framework. That would have been good just to see.
Yeah, sure.
Because otherwise, it looks like you're using a different source.
Yeah, we have like for this one starts at 1950, and so the infant mortality. 1 second. Let's click that off.
See, look, this one looks different again.
So 1950 is here. So
how we moved on to another site though?
Sorry?
How we moved on to another site? Why have we not gone through the same site that you've done with Germany, Spain, and?
Well, I don't know if it has it for Tanzania. Like,
have you tried?
Tanzania.
Type in Tanzania or Tanzania. Type in Tanzania.
Yeah, maybe that's where plantains come from.
So this site, I think, only has infant mortality rate, which is different to child mortality rate, because infant mortality rate is deaths before the first year, whereas child mortality rate is deaths before the age of 5. And so before we were looking at child mortality rates dying before your 5th birthday, whereas the Statista website only has infant mortality rates. So I need to go to another website to find the child mortality rate in Tanzania.
Wow. Have a look at it while you're here.
Okay. So the infant mortality rates, like deaths under the age of 1, for 1955 in Tanzania was 148 per 1,000. So like 15% of children born in Tanzania in 1955 would die before their 1st birthday.
Oi, Maku. While he was talking, you know what I was thinking? What? Britain.
That's everything.
But this one has the I think I can find the child mortality rate on another website. Child mortality rate, historical child mortality rate. They might not have a child mortality rate.
So hold on, what's the significance? Because you said the whole of Africa.
Well, this is just meant to be a like a you know, a representative thing, like
of what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, you said the whole. The statement was made was that Africans, full stop, was poverty and all of that and all of this. That's what you were saying yesterday, right?
Well, just that